Okay, I'm back on to part two. As I was talking about insurance companies and the way it works, they can't charge sick people the same as healthy people, because if so, they go bottoms up. It's not even something guaranteed to you in the Constitution or the Bill of Rights. You know, if they wanted to, insurance is a free market enterprise. At any one time, any insurance company could say, or all of them at one time could say, we're no longer offering health insurance. Bye. See ya. And there's nothing we can do. It goes right back to the way it was before 1930, before the first insurer ever came out. So you can't be mad at them. And then these people who say, well, then we need state-run medical care, which requires a flat tax on everybody. Of at least, in this country, at the very least, it would be 35%. Flat tax across the board. Doesn't matter if you're low income to rich. That's what it would be. And it would include taxing everything, including my Social Security disability benefits. So, you know, if you get $1,000 a month in that, and you've got to pay so much towards, or yeah, like I get $1,072. So, I pay for my Medicare and everything, and then I got to pay that flat tax. That doesn't even leave me enough to pay rent, which means my wife has to make up the rest of the rent, bills, feed the kids and everything, and we go belly up. Even though we've got state-run healthcare, we would have nowhere to live. And my thing is as far as it goes with that, there's some countries where it is worked out decently. There are others, even some I've met in the gastroparesis community, that will tell you, no, it's not a good idea. There's some countries, again, that, yes, it does work good. Other countries, no, it doesn't. And even the ones it does work good in, they've had their ups and downs. They've had times where people have had to die just so others could get care. Choosing between one person or another, or one disease or another. You know, they've got all the kinks in it worked out now, but it took a while. You know, Vladimir Lenin said you control healthcare, you control the people. That's true. He was the one that started communism in what is now the former Soviet Union. But you would have to have flat tax. You would have to get a doctor-patient ratio of 1 doctor for every 10 people in the country according to a census. That would take years. You would have to build twice as many hospitals. That would take years. And it just comes down to, in a way, and people can be as mad as they want to at me, selfishness. If you told me, you know, especially right now, oh, we could, because of this insurance thing, well, we can only cover one, if something happened to your son, we can only cover you or him. Again, let me die. My son's more important than me. So that's my thing, is it's not all about me. I know people right now, when Obamacare took effect, that could no longer afford insurance. They were late 40s, early 50s, renting, and then couldn't even do that because of what they were having to pay. And then they still had to pay in taxes, and they weren't even making $40,000 a year, but they still had to pay taxes. Why? Because it covered people like me. And now they have all these health problems, and they can't afford it because it's not on the disability list. They can't afford the insurance, whereas under this they could. And they're suffering just because of me, and to me that's highly unfair. Yes, I'm suffering. I'm in pain every minute of every day of my life with everything. But that doesn't mean somebody else deserves to suffer just to cover me. I just wanted to say my piece. That's the last I'm going to say about it. Nobody says you have to agree with me. Nobody says anything. Yes, that's my son that just broke in the room. But nobody says you have to agree with me. I'm not disagreeing with anybody else. I'm not saying I'm right and you're wrong or anything like that. But that's the way I see it. Is everybody that's all about me, is, to me, it's a bit selfish. And that's all I'm going to say. You don't agree with me, fine. I'm not going to debate anybody over it. I'm not going to lose friends over it. Unless they drop me. Why? Because that's not the type of person I am. Exactly, Jasper. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm not going to drop anybody over it. You want to drop me, that's up to you. I'm not a selfish person. Even through all my suffering, I never will be.
I would just thumbs down on that one.
Yeah.
What you just said.
I've studied. I've done my homework. I know what I'm talking about. You know, but... And he's even sat here with me and gone through some with me, as is my wife. That doesn't make me right or wrong. It just means I do know what I'm talking about.
Doing that.
You know, God bless everybody. If you don't like what I had to say, I'm sorry. I just felt it needed to be said. Thank you.